Hiring by internet giants has fallen amid China's technology crackdown, but the semiconductor industry remains strong. Job growth is shrinking at Chinese big tech companies as wages remain stagnant amid Beijing's harsh crackdown on the sector, but the strategically important semiconductor industry has been bucking the trend. Job opportunities at internet companies for fresh graduates, who will start work next summer, were 15% lower than last year as of mid-October, according to data from 51job.com. Companies begin recruiting upcoming graduates in the fall, but it continues through the spring semester. In contrast, the number of jobs available in the consumer and automotive industries increased by more than 10% according to 51job.com. Speculation swirls in China over TSMC's response to US data request. Demand for workers in the semiconductor industry, meanwhile, has increased like never before, as it grapples with new challenges from a US-China tech war, global chip shortage that has driven a need for greater capacity. The industry brought in 65% more new hires in the first quarter compared with the same period in 2020. According to 51job.com. However, only 1.1% of new recruits were semiconductor technicians, a relatively highly skilled job. The position with the most hires for the quarter was manufacturing operator, at 6.4%. Sales engineers and quality control engineers were also in high demand, making up 5.9% and 3.4% of new hires, respectively. Amid China's drive for technological self-sufficiency, the semiconductor industry has been shielded from the worst effects of a crackdown on the technology sector. The ongoing campaign, in the form of a slew of new laws, regulations, and penalties, kicked off a year ago when Beijing scuttled an initial public offering by fintech giant Ant Group, launched an antitrust probe the following month into Ant affiliate and e-commerce giant Alibaba Group Holding, the owner of the South China Morning Post. Since then, several tech giants have been hit with fines and investigations, including Tencent Holding, Meituan, Didi Chuxing, which faced a cybersecurity probe after its initial public offering in New York. Data security laws have made it harder for internet platforms to monetize user data, as well. Part of the impetus behind the continued crackdown is a vow from the government to prevent the disorderly expansion of capital. Another element of the crackdown came in July, when the once booming private tutoring industry was hit with a ban on profits and public listing. In addition to tanking stocks for tutoring firms, the crackdown led to plummeting job opportunities in the industry. Vacancies in July declined 32.4% from March. That seasonal slump is normally much lower, falling just 1.9% during the same period in 2019, according to Chinese recruitment platform Zhaopin.com. Available positions fell the most in Beijing, where academic pressure is relatively high, declining 49.3% according to Zhaopin.com. The crackdowns sweeping the private sector have pushed many young Chinese workers at internet companies to chase civil service jobs, which are seen as China's iron rice bowl, typically meaning higher job security but lower pay. In 2020, more than 1.5 million people signed up for the exam required to compete for a position with a state-level authority, 110,000 more than the previous year.